my friends, how are you? This is the Chaldonut speaking, and welcome to the Breakfast Menu Build Server. This is the successor to the Breakfast Menu Server. It has the same people on it. We're going to basically be building anything we want and trying to have some fun. Right now, we're still kind of in the alpha phase. We're still testing to make sure people are going to enjoy it, but so far people have come up with a lot of cool stuff on here. Basically, all you need to know, guys, is there are some rules. Don't grief, don't build in spawn, and spawn is classified as this quartz square in the center with the beacon and everything. Place builds along the proper road. We've got a minigame road, a structures road, a redstone road, and then a miscellaneous road. And claim the land you're using and your builds, and then no dragons or withers. The fourth rule there was for me, because I want to show you guys some of the builds other people are working on the server. For instance, there's a PvP arena right here. Sandwich from TF2, which is built by Alex. That one was built by Patrick and Ryan. Or at least I'm pretty sure that's Alex's. And I'm pretty sure I remember him saying it was Sandwich. I don't know. I don't remember there being a sign there. Anyway, this is King of the Ladder. Don't think this one has a sign claiming it. This is my area. It's going to be a Nether Survival V2 game. If you'll remember, I built another survival on the Breakfast Menu server before, but it wasn't that good and we never actually tested it. I'm hoping to make a cooler one with redstone and stuff. This here is PvP arena, I presume, but I don't really know what it's going to be used for. The design is really cool, so I'm expecting something awesome, but I don't know much beyond that. Anyway, that's the situation on the server in terms of builds, and I think I might start doing a little bit of work on this today, Nether Survival, but probably not too much, because I'm not exactly sure how I want to do this. But we might start laying down some netherrack and whatnot, just so I have something to do. Mostly what I want to do today is talk about, in general, what's going on with the channel and my situation, and why there haven't been any videos for a week. That's kind of a biggie. Let's see. So if I'm placing a block there, and then if we go 1, 2, 3, like right there. Alright. That leaves me with a little bit of space to have redstone in the side. Trying to think if I'm going to need more space than that. Also, about this minutes played on the right-hand side of the screen. I really have no idea what it means. I don't know who made it. I'll find out someday, I suppose, but oh well. I think I'm going to go in one more block to build the arena. There. That feels good. So that's going to be a pretty wide arena. Ooh. Did I move that up differently over on this side? Okay, so it's got 5, 5. Yeah, it doesn't need to be there. It needs to be there. So that leaves me 3 blocks in between the wall, which will be this outer layer and this block here. I need a sword. You know why? Because I need to punch stuff to show you what I'm talking about, but I don't want to break any blocks. So there we go. I now have an official punching weapon in creative mode. Great. Alright, so we're going to start laying out some netherrack here today. Anyway, I want to talk about the channel. So, overall, I took the week off last week from making videos, and that's why there were no videos last week. I apologize for that. I didn't actually explain that I was going to be doing that, so that's my bad, but anyway, there was a good reason for it. It's because basically last week, the previous week of school was essentially tying up loose ends, and by tying up loose ends, I do in fact mean taking a whole bunch of tests. So, as a result, I needed to focus on that. I prioritized my education, and hence, there were no videos. I probably could have found the time to make them, but I was a little bit overwhelmed, and so I didn't really feel like it would be a good idea to be spending my time on that. Because it's possible I would have had time to make the videos, but it's also possible I would have run out of time then to study for a test or prepare for a project, and I really would not have wanted that to happen. So, I think I, in the end, did end up making the right decision, but now, school is pretty much over and done with, and I'm going to be able to make more videos for you guys. Speaking of which, I'm looking into finding some new games to play for the summer. I've identified a few candidates that I might play with you guys. I don't know. Right now, the front runner is the Talos Principle, which, if you don't know, is pretty much a philosophical sci-fi game, where I believe you're playing as a robot that was created by humans, has artificial intelligence and free will, and is off on, I don't know, its own. Don't know if it has gender, but the robot is off on its own in this world, although there is, don't know if it's a narrator or a creator or what, but there are some strong parallels, as far as I can tell, to the Garden of Eden and everything. The whole story of Adam and Eve and whatnot with temptation and all that, free will. And it is a philosophical game, so there's an obvious reason for that. It's often compared to Portal because of the sci-fi elements and the puzzler part to it, because there are a whole bunch of puzzles in this game. And since I've already played Portal on my own, I can't exactly share it with you guys, because a huge part of the Portal experience is learning how to do the puzzles, and if I already knew how to do them, it wouldn't be very entertaining for you guys, now would it? Though it has been quite a while since I played Portal, so maybe it would be okay. Anyway, though, that is the front runner. There are a couple other candidates in my mind right now. But I'm not actually going to buy any games, to be honest, until the Steam Summer Sale rolls around. And according to IGN, that is going to be from June 11th to June 20th. So I am going to hope to see that game on sale, the Talos Principle, but possibly some of the other candidates I have in mind too. I'll just have to see, but I am pretty interested in bringing new content to you guys, because I'm going to have a lot more time on my hands in the summer, and also a lot more days, therefore, when I should be uploading videos too, which in turn means more space on the upload schedule to put up new content. So that's generally the situation. There are a couple other games I have in mind, which I guess I can briefly bring up. I guess have in mind to play for the channel is probably the wrong expression for those. Some of them I might consider playing. Some of them might be more stuff I would just do on my own. I don't know. One of the games I'm looking into is Eden Star, which is a sci-fi survival game. Great. I'll be right back, guys. And then I'll keep talking about Eden Star and the other games. Alright, so about Eden Star. As I said, it's a sci-fi survival game. You crash land on this, I think it's a distant planet. I don't know how distant it is. And you're trying to survive. You have to craft and build a base. There are aliens trying to attack you. If you've ever played Rust, apparently it's pretty similar to that. I have never played Rust, so that comparison doesn't mean a whole lot to me, but that is what I have found out from reviews. That one is semi-expensive. It's $20. Early access game at the moment, so I don't know. It's not quite as strong a candidate because of that, but the reviews are very positive at the moment. So that's a good sign. Anyway, let's see. Right, another game I've been looking at lately, I'm not sure I would play it for YouTube or not, I don't really know, is Orion Dino Prelude? Not Dino Prelude, what is it? Shoot, what is it? I don't know what it is. I don't know what the name is. I think it's Dino something. But the point is, you're shooting dinosaurs, and there are co-op modes, there are PvP modes. I would probably be playing mostly the co-op modes if I got this game. It's pretty cheap, so definitely a strong candidate for that reason, because that means I'd have more money to get other cool games to play with you guys. But I don't know. That one's a potential candidate, but it's lower on the list at the moment. Another candidate, I guess, I didn't really think about playing this one with you guys, but I do have Prison Architect, which is an interesting game. It's a sandbox, pretty much, where you are building a prison from the ground up. 2D, cartoony art style, but pretty cool, if you guys don't know what it is. So that's a good candidate, I suppose. I hadn't actually considered playing it for YouTube, but that's another option, which I presume I would have come to consider at some point. Another option, I guess, is... wow, we're already done with the netherrack floor. Another option is Portal 2 Co-op. I have not actually played that, ever. I have played Portal and Portal 2 all the way through in single player. I've experimented briefly with Portal 2's map-making community, but that's about as far as I've gone. I've never actually tried the co-op maps. But if I could get a couple of friends together, well, not a couple, if I could get one of my friends that has Portal 2, because there are a couple of them, to play it with me, then that could be an option as well. But we would have to see about that. I don't know. Anyway, let's get working on this. So there's going to be probably a wall right here, actually. The wall is probably going to be in the interior. So let's actually build that up a little bit. Those of you who use fill commands are probably having a rage fit right now, but I'm a little concerned about using those just because fill commands, though they make things much quicker, because you can, as the name implies, fill a vast number of blocks very quickly, is dangerous on a server like this where the builds are all in a pretty condensed area, because one wrong coordinate or one missed sign can totally mess with someone else's structure. So right now, I'm going to stick with doing it the old-fashioned way. Plus, it gives me something to do that's not all that, mentally intensive, while I talk to you guys about the future of the channel and what we're doing right now. Yeah, so if I could get someone to play Portal 2 co-op with me, that would be interesting. I know there are quite a few videos of Portal 2 co-op out there right now, though, so that's not as strong a candidate to me, because I'd rather play something that is kind of new. So if I were to do the Portal 2 co-op, I'd be more likely to do it on my own, just for that reason, because you guys can go to a whole bunch of other YouTubers to get that. And I'd rather provide something fresh for you guys. The Talos Principle, for that reason, is also pretty interesting, because it came out in December of 2014, I think, and not that many big YouTubers have played it, as far as I know. The biggest YouTuber I saw on the list, I'm pretty sure the only one I recognized, was Yogscast but other than that, I'm pretty sure it hasn't really been played by bigger YouTubers. Now, obviously, they're pretty much all YouTubers are bigger than me, but by big I mean, you know, several 100,000 subscribers. Now, I could be wrong about that. It's possible I didn't peruse the searches thoroughly enough, but that's my current understanding of the issue. Hooray! 40,000 quote-unquote minutes played! Anyway, we've got our wall up, so now we have a nice little interior area, and then we've got some room for redstone on the outside of the claimed land. So, let's create a lava moat somewhere in the middle. We need to find the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 46. So 46 blocks, 44 if we start from here. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This should be the dead center, those 2 blocks. Yep. Looks about right, so there we go. What we're going to do now is jump down, and we're going to carve out a little lava moat in the center to create a divide between the 2 teams. So we're just going to start mostly by digging out the 2x2 space with some side blocks. So that's the central divide in a nutshell, but I want to make it bigger. Let's make it a 4-block jump. That sounds good. In some places it'll be less than that. In some places it'll be, well, no, in all places it should pretty much be a 4-block jump. I want it to be at least treacherous. So let's chop off the whole 4 blocks, and then we'll carve it from there. So at best, I want you to be looking at a 4-block jump. And at worst, I want you to be looking at a completely impossible jump. Alright, so there we go. And then we're going to carve out some more. I don't want it to be too unfair to one side in terms of how I carve it, but well, we were pretty much running out of time anyway. That's a little annoying. I just got disconnected from my own server. Such is a problem, I suppose, when you don't host it yourself. But oh well. Anyway, as I said, we are pretty much out of time. So, let me know what your thoughts are about the breakfast menu build server, and also about some of the ideas I brought up about playing new games, what you'd be interested in. All of this information about at least the new game ideas probably will go into the channel discussion at some point, or into an update video more likely, since there's a lot I have to talk about here. And, you know, a breakfast menu video can be missed by some people, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. So, this information, the point I'm trying to make, will probably appear somewhere else on the channel at some point. But this was just a brief update. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. Please remember to like and subscribe if you did. This has been TheCheekyMonkeyz speaking. Goodbye, friends, and I will see you all next time with some more breakfast menu build server.